Breaking developments from Nigeria's oil and gas sector. Tanker drivers under NUPENG have issued a formal threat to halt all fuel loading operations starting Monday, September 8, 2025. Let's break down what's going on. Welcome to Business News Africa, your trusted source for real stories, real insights, and smart analysis that helps you understand business news beyond the headlines. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a like so you never miss out on updates that matter for Africa's business future. This growing conflict stems from Dangote Refinery's plan to import 4,000 compressed natural gas-powered trucks for direct fuel distribution, bypassing traditional tanker drivers. The scheme, originally set for August 15, hit a snag because of shipping delays from China, but now appears ready to roll out soon. NUPENG, led by President Williams Akpareha and General Secretary Afolabi Olawale, accuses Dangote's management of adopting anti-labor practices. At issue, the refinery allegedly plans to recruit drivers who must not join any union, violating constitutional rights and international labor laws. The union described this as a direct affront to their livelihoods and called it economic sabotage, not corporate philanthropy. Tensions are escalating. NUPENG says if Dangote doesn't reverse course, its tanker drivers nationwide will stay off the job from Monday, September 8th. They're preparing for tough times, urging members to seek alternative income and appealing to the NLC, TUC, and global union bodies for solidarity. This unfolding standoff between labor and one of Africa's largest industrial players could spark fuel scarcity and dent national energy stability. We'll continue following this story closely. Now, let us look at the consequences for Nigeria's petroleum sector and Dangote Petroleum itself. 1. Disruption across the downstream supply chain. Immediate fuel scarcity risks, with tanker drivers refusing to load petroleum products starting September 8, the country faces a severe risk of supply disruptions nationwide. Supply channel bypass versus sector stability. Dangote's move to distribute fuel directly via its own fleet could marginalize traditional operators, potentially disrupting local economies and destabilizing established distribution networks. Legal and regulatory heat. NUPENG has appealed to the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority to step in, evoking powers under Sections 32U and AA of the Petroleum Industry Act to prevent abuse of dominant market positions and enforce competition. 2. Labor rights under threat. Violation of freedom of association. The requirement that new drivers must not belong to any union goes against Section 40 of Nigeria's constitution and ratified international labor agreements. Morale and trust breakdown. NUPENG supported Dangote during its construction phases under the expectation of fair labor relations. This perceived betrayal adds emotional intensity to the dispute and fuels wider labor distrust. 3. Reputation and public perception. Public sympathy for labor. The union's messaging, especially phrases like economic sabotage, position them as defenders of ordinary Nigerians, creating a PR challenge for Dangote. Image risk for Dangote. The public may view Dangote not as a visionary industrialist, but as someone undermining workers' rights. That can impact investor and consumer confidence. 4. Strategic ramifications for Dangote Petroleum. Cost versus control dilemma. while owning the distribution network via CNG trucks reduces logistics costs. It comes with intense political and social risk, not to mention the instability of igniting a labor strike. Operational delays. The logistics bottlenecks from China, even though partially resolved with 1,000 trucks already in country, mean the full rollout of Dangote's plan isn't imminent. Starting a full-scale distribution amid labor resistance could backfire operationally. Call for negotiations. Without a truce, Dangote may need to revisit its union exclusion policy or else face prolonged disruptions, affecting both production flow and bottom-line projections. Though the reasons remain unclear, Dangote Petrochemical Refinery has announced plans to recruit new drivers for its fleet of CNG trucks. Here at Business News Africa, we believe this decision could have significant downsides. Let's break them down. 1. Loss of experience and road knowledge. Current drivers have spent years mastering Nigeria's unique road networks, terrains, and traffic challenges. Replacing them with fresh recruits means losing invaluable practical knowledge that no classroom training can replicate. 2. Operational risks. CNG trucks are still relatively new in Nigeria. While new drivers may receive technical training, they will lack the street smarts needed to navigate real-life challenges, from avoiding bad routes and managing security risks to handling roadside emergencies. 3. Morale and loyalty issues. Overlooking existing tanker drivers could spark resentment, protests, or even sabotage. Trucking unions in Nigeria are highly influential, and alienating them could become a dangerous gamble for the company. 4. Longer learning curve. New recruits will need months, perhaps even years, to achieve the same efficiency as experienced drivers. This adjustment period could disrupt delivery schedules and weaken the speed and reliability that Dangote's petroleum distribution depends on. In short, while the decision may have its reasons, the risks are clear. Loss of expertise, increased operational challenges, and potential damage to workforce morale. For a company that plays such a critical role in Nigeria's energy landscape, the stakes couldn't be higher. Now, let's look at how this decision could affect transport operations. 1. Delays in fuel delivery. Poor route choices, longer travel times, or the inability to properly manage breakdowns could lead to serious delays in delivering petroleum products. 2. Higher operational costs. Inexperience often translates into mistakes, higher fuel consumption, increased maintenance from vehicle mishandling, and even higher insurance risks. 3. Safety concerns. Drivers without deep knowledge of Nigeria's roads are far more prone to accidents. This not only endangers lives, but also threatens the reputation of a brand as big as Dangote. 4. Supply chain disruptions. And perhaps the most dangerous risk, backlash from unions. If existing drivers or their unions feel ignored, we could see protests, strikes, or even roadblocks. That could stall nationwide distribution completely. In short, while Dangote may be trying to recruit fresh drivers loyal to the company, the decision comes with heavy risks, slower operations, rising costs, and avoidable conflicts that could shake the supply chain. For a company that plays such a critical role in Nigeria's energy and logistics landscape, every decision carries weight. Dangote's recruitment strategy may have its reasons, but the risks are clear: loss of expertise, higher costs, and potential supply chain disruptions. We'll be following this story closely because the outcome will affect not just Dangote, but the entire fuel distribution network in Nigeria. Thank you for watching Business News Africa. If you found this analysis insightful,
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on stories that shape Africa's business future. Until next time, this is Business News Africa, brought to you by Africa Global Business Consulting.